You don't need a big stage to change the world. You don't need to go viral to spark a movement. You don't need a platform, a program, or even a podcast. You just need a person and a little time. Because freedom doesn't spread through policies or politics alone, it spreads through people, through neighbors, through mentors, through quiet investments that grow over time. Each one, reach one. That's the principle behind step 7 of the self reliance scale: multiply and mentor. It's not about becoming a guru or growing a following. It's about being a good steward of what you've learned and passing it on, person to person, garden to garden, life to life. And that's why today's title is Each One, Reach One: How to Move Someone Right on the Scale. The message: from seed swaps to skill shares, small investments in others, freedom, build a stronger, freer community for all. Today, we're going to dig into how simple actions like that seed swap, like a 5-minute conversation, a Saturday helping someone build a compost pile, can actually set off a chain reaction of real freedom in your community. Because the future isn't built by institutions, it's built by individuals helping just one more person get free. And I'm going to tell you this, friends: the journey is better when you don't walk it alone. And that's a fact. So let's rewind the tape for a minute. Let's back up. Do you remember how you started? Was it a YouTube rabbit hole on backyard chickens? A book that hit you right between the eyes? A friend who handed you a tomato seedling and said, just try it? Nobody starts at step 7. None of us. We all start at 0, dependent, distracted, overwhelmed. And then someone or something woke us up. And here's the truth: if someone helped you take your first step, you can help someone take theirs. And it doesn't take much. A conversation over the fence, a Facebook message that says, hey, want some extra starter? A quick how-to on pressure canning or meal prepping, for example. These are the on-ramps to self-reliance, and we're surrounded by people who are hungry for them, even if they don't know what to call it yet. And it's so practical. From starter kits to starting over, it's easy ways to reach one. Sometimes the word mentor feels a little bit too big, feels a little too strong. It makes us picture a formal process, curriculum, binders, meetings. But reaching one person isn't about building a course. It's about being available. It's about small, specific moments that create forward motion. So here are some easy, low bar ways to move someone rightward on the self reliance scale. Number 1, share some starter packs. Just put a simple kit together, right? A jar of sourdough starter or kefir grains, easy for me to say, right? A few heirloom seeds, a printout of basic instructions, a short note with your number. Drop it off at a neighbor's door with no pressure. Just say something like, thought you might enjoy this. Let me know if you want help getting started. Just an act of kindness, an act of neighborliness that might open the door. Now, here's something else: host a micro workshop. It's a little bit more involved, but hey, you don't need a homestead conference. You don't need an expo or a rendezvous. Just invite a few people over to learn how to make bone broth, preserve peaches, maybe start a worm bin or fix a broken tool. One afternoon, one topic, one ripple. You ever notice on a pond, just drop a tiny rock, the ripples that it sends across the water? That's all this is. You're just starting a ripple and seeing how far it goes. I'll tell you, here's a third one. Do a homestead swap box. I like the sound of this. Create a local freedom box where folks can leave or take seeds, homemade soap, maybe extra eggs or ferments. Set it on your porch or maybe in a public place, community center, that type of thing. Invite others to contribute. You'd be amazed how fast a culture of generosity grows. And here's another one, and this is the last of the one I'm going to give you on this. Serve before you speak. Some people don't want to learn homesteading, but they do want help stacking firewood or building a chicken tractor or maybe fixing that leaky faucet. Show up, work together, let that conversation happen naturally. Freedom is often caught before it's taught, and that's a lot of things. Just invest in people. Now, speaking of investments, let's talk about the secret power of small investments. You might be thinking, that all sounds great, but does it really make a difference? Let's answer this with a story. Talk about a guy called Jake. He had just 3 raised beds, a flock of 5 hens, and a lot of learning left to do. But he kept hearing about mentoring, so he made a decision he was going to reach just one person. He noticed his coworker kept asking questions about eggs and gardens, so Jake brought him a dozen eggs and a few tomato seedlings. That coworker planted them with his daughter, got excited, then built his own beds and got some chickens. 6 months later, he's teaching a class at a local community center, all because one guy shared some eggs. Small things done in faith multiply. Now, here's the real kicker. You might never see the full harvest of the seeds you plant, but they will grow in the backyard, in the heart, in the family tree. Because community is our real backup system at the end of the day. We love building systems that serve us, whether it's solar power, rainwater catchment, root cellars, rocket stoves. But the most resilient system, the most irreplaceable infrastructure is people. You don't need a FEMA stockpile when your neighbors know how to cook from scratch. I wouldn't trust it from FEMA either. I'm not going down that road. Anyway, you don't need a $40,000 off-grid system when your community trades skills and shares food. Helping someone else build their own system is actually part of your own backup plan. It's an investment. You're not just training someone, you're strengthening your network. And when the whole system wobbles, whether it's economic or supply chain or even the digital, you'll be glad you invested in people and not just products. So stop thinking of reaching one person as charity or distraction. It's actually smart preparedness. It's mutual aid for the new age. It's a mutual way to do things. I like that. And let's talk about from this is kind of a sensitive part of this, and it's kind of where us guys in particular run into trouble, where our egos maybe get in our way just a little bit, and where hurt feelings or a sense of shame or our pride or our dignity being damaged is real touchy. So, from dependency to dignity, and the real reason we mentor. So, let's get real, because the world is full of people who are exhausted from asking for help but too overwhelmed to change. They've been taught to stay small, stay scared, and stay stuck. What they don't need from us is a lecture. What they do need is someone who says, I believe you can do this. Let me show you what worked for me. That's not a project, that's dignity. And the gift of dignity is one of the most radical acts of freedom we can offer. So when we say each one reach one, we're not talking about collecting people like trophies. We're talking about liberating people through skills, belief, and shared strength. You're not just growing food, you're growing freedom. And freedom grows blessed when it's planted in someone else's soul, someone else's heart. You know, you can show somebody all day long, letting them get their hands in it, letting them be a part of their own solution. That's dignity. The ripple effect I was just talking about. It's time for it to start now. So let's do a little thought experiment, if you will. Go along with me on this journey. Imagine if every listener of this show, just one person per household, reached out to another one person this year. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of new gardens, a lot of new chickens, maybe ferment jars, relationships, local supply chains, maybe town halls with real voices, tons of new freedom growers. And the only difference between that dream and reality is action. Action on our part. You don't need permission. You don't need to be perfect either. You don't got to get it all right. You just need to start. Pick one family, pick one friend, maybe pick one teenager, perhaps your own, or a nephew or a niece, or that teenager next door, and reach out today, this week, before the season slips by. Because we need to multiply what matters most. Because you've walked this far, you've built systems, maybe you've reclaimed your time, maybe you've planted roots, and now it's time to multiply what matters most. Don't wait until your homestead is perfect to start helping someone, because it's never going to be perfect, which means you'll never help someone. Help someone while you're still learning, okay? While your garden still has weeds, okay? While your solar setup still needs tweaks, and maybe while your sourdough sometimes still flops. Because what you're really offering is not perfection, it's presence. It's proof that they can do it too. And listen closely to the part. You might be someone else's only example of what self-reliance actually looks like. So make it accessible, make it honest, make it invitational, and make it matter. Okay? If they don't think you're perfect, if they see that we're not perfect, they're not going to hold themselves to that standard. The Instagram, the Pinterest, the whatever standard, fake book, whatever standard of perfection that we think we see in people is not real. Okay, that's not real. That's photoed. That's a specific moment in time, often staged, planned. We both know, we all know that the nitty gritty and the dirt, things break, things fail, things don't work out, crops get lost, animals die, things don't always go as planned. That's life and that's real. And if they've got somebody to help them guide them through that, that's awesome. So before we wrap this up, I want to give you a simple challenge. Get out a piece of paper or open a note in your phone. Maybe make a voice memo. Write this down. First thing, who is my one? We talked about our five. We talked about getting that five circle going earlier, circle of five, and how, having that group and that community. Well, this gets it down even closer, a little more personal. Who's your one? Who is my one? Who's the person you're going to reach this year? Who is just one step behind you who needs what you now have? Now write this. How will I reach them? Will you give them a seed packet and a recipe? Will you invite them over to see your setup? Will you walk them through your first year mistakes? Let them learn from you. Right? Just one person, one plan. Each one, reach one. That's our hashtag today. Each one, reach one. That's how we build a real freedom movement, row by row, family by family, step by step. So, there you've got each one, reach one. So what's next? We've got more coming soon, and including at the end of the week, a recap of all 7 steps and how you can use the full self-reliance scale to guide your entire year. And remember, friends, you don't have to change the whole world. You just have to reach one, just one person, one table, one backyard, one life. And when you do, freedom multiplies. All right, everybody. Good morning. Good Tuesday morning here on the Farm to Table Show. No roll call. If you hadn't figured it out already, and I think most of our regulars have, it's Memorex Ryan. Sorry to say, this rotational schedule I'm on, I'll be at work long before this airs. So, bro will be in the chat. Y'all guys have a good time. Scotty will be turning on the lights. Joy, Rebecca, Ed, Terry, Robbie, maybe Jack, maybe not, a few others. And I know Tracy and Tim, and so many others that I'm probably missing somebody. But all of you who are there with us, be it live and in the chat, and our silent listeners, wish I could be there with you. Not going to happen today. Sorry. But not for necessarily a great reason, but I am going to be off work tomorrow. I will ask that you be in prayer for my granddaughter, Maisie. She's got a problem with one of her eyes, an optic nerve, and so we're having to take her to Children's Hospital to begin the process there of figuring out exactly what's wrong and what's the path forward. So I'm going to be making that road trip on Wednesday. But before I do, I'll be up and be able to do the show live and maybe, talk to you a little bit more about that. But for today, here we are. So no roll call today, but just know that my big brother, he's in the chat and he's watching. So y'all behave, especially you, Scotty. All right, be on your behavior, but keep us on our toes and keep us laughing because that's what we love about you. You've always got something to make us laugh, and we appreciate it. So again, same thing, no redneck weather report. So go on over to Dyer Family Farm and click on that and see the Redneck Weather Report with Jack and get your daily dose of the redneck weather. And we'll have it back tomorrow. So let's move right along. I hope you enjoyed just this deep, thoughtful portion of this topic. This step 7 really is. There's practical stuff in there, but it really is wrapping up the summation. It really is bringing the entire undertone and underlying message of these steps and this process of helping others move further right on the self-reliance scale and obtain a little bit more security, a little bit more freedom in their lives, and helping them out and teaching them. Like I said, just one. That's all it takes. So I'm going to move in and get a brain buster going right here, and then we'll laugh and talk about this. And this one kind of made me chuckle when I read it. But isn't a fire truck actually a water truck? I mean, it doesn't carry fire. It does carry water, but we call it a fire truck. Things that make you go, And that's one of them. I mean, I've never thought of it, honestly, until I read it, and I just chuckled at my. No wonder the English language, and particularly American English language, but no wonder the English language is just so difficult. So the little things like that we go, what? All these backward terms and the way we say things. Just a thought. Is a fire truck, isn't it actually a water truck? Good thought. Anyway, so hope you're getting a chuckle out of that one. Hoping it's making your head hurt just a little bit. And I'm sure somebody smart in the chat might have a good comeback or a good answer for that. And so let's move into the quote of the day, as always connected to what we're talking about. And here it is. By reaching out, more comes back than you can possibly imagine. And it was said by the late Christopher Reeves, i.e. Superman, for those who don't remember. By reaching out, more comes back than you can possibly imagine. And I have found that to be absolutely true. That when you go to give someone something, you reach out to people, you go to give a little bit of yourself, more often than not, you're as blessed as much, if not more, than they are. And it's a weird dynamic. It's a weird phenomenon, but it is the truth. And so that's just all the more reasons for us to be reaching out to people. Is to help them, and in turn, it's helping us. So anyway, there's that for the day, the quote of the day. Man, I don't know about y'all. I don't know, everybody's in different places, but wow, somebody forgot to pay the cooling bill. It was hot. I mean, that's what it was earlier. It's hot. It's going to be hot. And I come home last night and there was rain. I mean, it had rained sometime. There was water in my driveway. There was water on the grass. I'm like, must have been one of them pop-up heat showers that you talk about. But there it was. Kind of shocked me when I turned in my driveway and there was a mud hole that had dried up. It was dry when I left this morning or yesterday morning, however you want to put that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, curiosity. So hope y'all are staying warm or cool. Hope you're staying dry. And hope this finds you all healthy. Continue to keep, so many in our group. Continue to keep this entire community in your prayers. Continue to keep our country in your prayers. Not to get too political, but I did see a post that apparently there is a ceasefire and arrangement, complete and total ceasefire and ending to this conflict or war, whatever you want to call it, between Israel and Iran and de facto us. So happy to hear that. Hope it lasts. Hope both sides stick to it. As a former soldier and Marine, till I die, nobody hates war more than the one who has to go fight it. And certainly, we need to be about healing and we need to be about restoring and working on our country. But we have to have security as well, and we cannot We must provide security for our country. And I think, despite some people's opinion to the otherwise, that is the priority. But anyway, I will not get too far down the political aisle on that. Just pray for peace, pray for all the countries involved around the world, and pray for these things to, true peace comes from understanding. True peace comes from Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. But, as far as between men, the Bible tells us to, in all ways that it depends on you to get along with all men, in so much as it depends on you. But anyway, so enough of that for today. Um, anyway, let's go over some upcoming events coming right around the corner. June 27th and 28th. That would be, not this weekend. Next weekend. Modern Homesteading Conference in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. You can find out more information at modernhomesteading.com or get on the old Facebook, search it up, Modern Homesteading Conference. If you're up in the west northwest area, and Coeur d'Alene's a beautiful area. Of course, taking a break through the heat. And September 5th and 6th, the Ozarks Homesteading Expo in Marshville, Missouri. Year number 6. You can find them on Facebook as well as Ozarks Homesteading Expo on the old Google machine or whatever search engine you use. And you can find them there, get information about tickets and pricing and all of that stuff. The speaker lineup is phenomenal. The vendors are great. It's going to be a super cool event. Looking forward to it. And of course, then boxing out the end of September, Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, right here in Southeast Expo Center in McAlester, Oklahoma, not far from here, September 26th and 27th. Excitement building around that one. Looking forward to it. Chris and Dodge and the whole team have done a great job putting this together and working on this, and it is going to be a really great rendezvous. I'm looking forward to seeing how much it has grown from year 1 to year 2. And so happy to be a part of that as a speaker and part of the people that put things together. And so super excited about the Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous. And of course, boxing out the year, the Homesteaders of America Conference, the granddaddy of them all, October 10th and 11th. A speaker lineup second to none in Front Royal, Virginia. Currently sold out of tickets, but hey, keep your eyes peeled. You just never know what might pop up. Do some emailing, do some research. You might find somebody out there that has some situation where they can't go. But anyway, so that's the upcoming events. And as I know about them, I've there's things that happen that I'm not aware of, and I know that. So I go with the ones I know about, and that's how we roll here on the Farm2Table Show. So looking at the old ticker, it's going to be an early show today. Just how it goes when I don't have the chat and the roll call and all of that to respond to. Y'all guys really do make this show so much of what it is, and I appreciate each and every one of you who show up every day and on the days you can, and those who just listen as well. But appreciate each and every one, and hope this topic is resonating. I hope this entire series is. Looking forward to what it brings in the future as we continue to promote the idea of the 7 steps to self-reliance. And but anyway, that is going to be a wrap for today on the Farm2Table Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining us as we strive towards building stronger communities for now and in the future. If you enjoyed today's episode, give us the old thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share it with your friends and subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. So until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts to get with great people just like you. Remember, we are #stronger together. Think outside the big box store, shop local. #tablers unite. #connect and grow. And today, each one reach one. And be a blessing to someone today. Be it a smile. Pray for those people. Pray for those out there who may be less fortunate or going through difficult times. Just be a blessing. Be a smile. Be gracious to people. Be kind. We need more kindness in the world. So anyway, we will be seeing you all on the other side tomorrow, Wednesday morning, as we get into episode 3 of Step 7. Unless something drastically crazy happens, we will be live tomorrow morning. So looking forward to seeing you all then. And y'all, again, have a blessed day. Be glorious. And we're going to hand this to Hank to take us away and take us on out of here.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.